kick things off, the Formula 1 games in recent years, safe to say that they haven't really been in a good position, to put lightly. Now, this is very significant for me in particular. Now, I started playing the Formula 1 games first time, I think just before F1 22 came out. So at the tail end of the 2021 game cycle, I started playing on a controller. And then just before F1 22 came out, I got a wheel. And then I've been playing F1 22, 23, and 24 since day one. And the first two games I enjoyed a lot. I would say the whole of F1 22 and the early months of F1 23 were sort of my peak in terms of F1 game enjoyment. And it was also towards the end of 23 where I also started to explore other games, you know, EAWRC, I did ACC, and also I've been studying the PC world, even though I'm on Xbox. But I'll get to the whole PC thing in a bit. But to the F1 games that right now, recently, in recent months, especially since F1 24 came out, the F1 games and EA Codes in general, regarding the F1 game, hasn't been in a great situation, and pretty much in the last few weeks, I understand, well, I personally myself understood kind of the big reasons why the F1 games are in the situation they are right now. I mean, they were already in this sort of a situation during F1 22, 23, but I never really understood it myself back then, but now I do. And obviously the F1 games has many problems, but if we were to wrap all of that under one umbrella, like a big umbrella of problems, then the problem would be what EA have been doing to the game versus what we actually want as the community in the game. So if we take the last three games, for example, the three games that I have the most experience on, because like I said, I started playing at the tail end of 21 cycle, and some of the big additions slash sort of notable things about the last three games are the continuation of the Breaking Point story mode, which is one of the rare W's in the recent games. They also added customizable non-race clothing, fairly useless. They've added drivable road cars, supercars, not really remembered as well. They added customizable furniture as well. I have no idea why they decided to add that. And then a whole bunch of other things as well. And basically, what EA have been adding slash removing slash changing has been sort of the opposites to what the community wants. So I actually looked at a lot of critical reviews of the recent F1 games in particular, and I compared it to previous games I haven't played, and I started to see a pattern form where basically EA have been either removing, not changing, or adding pointless stuff. What I mean by that is that, for example, F1 2020 had classic cars, amazing feature. Then they removed it for the next game, but it hasn't been added back since. F1 My Team also started F1 2020, and since then, it has gotten 0 updates. I mean, this year we did get the driver career mode update, but it wasn't as big of an update as we might have hoped. And the physics are still wacky. Graphics have stayed relatively the same in recent years. Plus, there's a whole other stuff like multiplayer, ranked, just a whole lot of stuff either not changed for a long time, removed, or as I mentioned earlier, they've added stuff that nobody asked. And because of that, and certainly since I realized this myself, I've really started to fall out of love with the F1 games, which is a bit of a shame for me because, as I said, the F1 games are the games that I started playing when I first started, you know, making videos, doing live streams as well. And when I first started realizing this whole ordeal, this whole problem, around that time, sort of at the end of 23 cycle, I started to explore other racing games. I started playing EAWRC. I very quickly enjoyed that. I also played ACC had a bit of a break, but I still enjoy that when I'm playing sort of on my own. And yeah, the other games I've been playing, other than F1, have grown in sort of a love and sort of appreciation for me. And in recent weeks, it's been a sort of a pattern where the F1 games, as the weeks and days go by, I just fall more and more out of love for the game. And I mentioned PC, and that is because, well, I'm on Xbox at the moment, but I've been flirting with the idea of maybe getting a PC, a gaming PC for Christmas. And depending on if I get a PC or not, I think around Christmas time could be the nail in the coffin for me in terms of playing the F4 games. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing league race commentary on F1 24, because I enjoy those. I enjoy commentating a lot, so the league race commentating won't stop, but everything outside of that, you know, me being behind the wheel, that is in limbo at the moment. And depending on if I get a gaming PC or not for Christmas, right, Christmas time could be the nail in the coffin, like I'd say retirement time from playing the F4 games and putting more focus on the other games I've been playing recently, and also giving other PC-only sims a go, like iRacing, for example. I've been looking at that a lot recently. So to sum up what I just said and to add more stuff to what I've already said, the F4 games recently have had received a bad reputation, and I've realized this truly myself, and I've now joined the club of people actually hating the game. And even when I was doing career mode, the last few episodes, I was like, do I have to do this? I have to do this for the content, I guess. It was sort of like I have to do it, but at the same time, I didn't want to do it because, like I said, apart from league race commentating, I'm falling out of love with the F1 game, the F1 game series in general. And unless they somehow make a humongous turnaround in the next few months, I'm not sure, apart from commentating, I'll be back on the F1 games. I haven't finished Season 1 of Career Mode yet, but I think I have 4 rounds left this season, so I am planning to finish Career Mode Season 1 before the end of the year. And then after that, apart from a few video/stream plans in December, which I'll get to, looks like after Christmas, looks like I won't be touching the F1 games, as in being behind the wheel myself, any longer. And yeah, that's kind of my situation with the F4 games right now, where I've been falling more and more out of love with the games. And you know, if I get a gaming PC, then that's it for the F1 games for me. If I don't get a big gaming PC, then I might still do the F1 game stuff, but the amount of stuff I'll be doing will be very, very minutely small. So yeah, like I said, unless EA somehow improve the F1 game drastically in the next few weeks and months, which I highly doubt they'll do, looks like this year might be my retirement year from the F4 games and the beginning of, I could say, new era for me in playing more simmy titles.